Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. We are about to embark on a public service announcement, or PSA, on driving under the influence, commonly known as DUIs. We're going to cover exactly what a DUI is, what it entails, and the categories in which it falls under, as well as the cause and effect of DUIs, how it can affect your life and the lives of those around you, and even the lives of people that you've never met before. Hopefully by the end of this PSA, we can all agree that driving under the influence is a decision that we never want to make. Now firstly, a DUI is not limited strictly to alcohol. Most people who hear DUI think, oh, that's drinking and driving, but that's not necessarily true. Many things fall under the category of DUI, such as mind-altering medications, drugs, whether legal or illegal, as well as alcohol and other liquids of the same sort. In some cases, DUIs can be considered with epilepsy and other mind-altering diseases where your license has been revoked. These are all examples of what a DUI is, not just strictly driving while under the influence of alcohol. Now that we have covered what a DUI is exactly and some of the things that fall under the category of DUIs, let's talk about the cause and effects of driving under the influence. So, let's say you're driving. I want you to close your eyes and picture this image. It's 7 o'clock at night. You've been sore all day from the wreck you were in earlier in the morning. You decide to take some medications your boss gives you to chase them with some alcohol before you head home. Now you're in a truck on a backcountry road. You approach another vehicle ahead of you and become aggravated at the rate of speed in which they're driving, so you decide to get as close to their bumper as you can. The woman in the car becomes nervous and decides to make a quick turn onto a side road. You accelerate faster and find yourself doing 65 and a 45. Now you're fighting to keep your truck in the lane around the next curve. But you can't because you're under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Ahead of you are 2 boys, one on each side of the road. Maybe you see them, maybe you only see one of them, maybe you just don't see them at all. We don't know. That all depends on how much you had to drink. So I'll let you decide that for yourself. You come around the curve and you feel it. An impact on the front of your truck. You feel it, you don't know what it is, but you feel it. It doesn't seem like much, but now you're in a ditch. You decide to stop. No, you start pressing the gas, spinning your tires, trying to get back on the road. Your truck finally comes to a stop, and you look back to see what you hit. You realize it's a boy, a teenager, and he's not moving. Instantly you're scared, so you run and hide. You watch as the boy's mother and father arrive, crying, trying to wake their son. Do you move? No. You stay hidden until the cops arrive, and you're arrested. Now open your eyes. During that whole scenario, did you feel remorse? Did you feel sorry for the boy that was killed? Without even knowing his name, or perhaps you felt scared for the outcome of the driver, for yourself, and what happens to you? Well, I want you to think about something else. What about the boy's parents, his grandparents, his brothers and sisters, his girlfriend, his best friend, the boy that was standing beside him when it happened? What about their lives and how their lives have changed forever? The mother will no longer get to wake up her son for school. The father will never get to take his son on father and son trips anymore. His girlfriend never gets to go to prom with him or experience the future they were hoping to have together. His brothers and sisters no longer get to grow up with him and continue to be the friends they always had been from the beginning. Now let's look at your side. Let's look at your wife or your husband, your kids, your parents. How about the fact that your wife may never see you again, or that your husband is going to go years without seeing you? How about the fact that your kids will have to be raised by a single parent because you're in jail? Now you're not going to be able to take care of them, to raise them, or even keep a good job. How will you be able to provide for them? Which means now, even when you do get out of jail, you're going to be a burden on everyone around you. You'll never be allowed to have a license again, so you have to have somebody drive you when you want to go places. You'll be labeled as a felon, and it'll be nearly impossible to find a job that pays the bills, especially with no transportation. Your parents are going to be utterly disappointed in you because they've raised you better. Now you're in a courtroom, alone. Sure, there are people around, but you don't see them. You don't sense it. You don't feel it. You're there, alone, listening to a judge. But do you really see him? Or are you just hearing him in your head like a recording? Because your mind can't even focus. You don't see what's around you. You get your sentence, involuntary manslaughter due to driving under the influence. Now, it used to be a 3-year sentence for involuntary manslaughter due to DUI. The scenario that I gave to you earlier that you ran through your head, it really happened. The man driving did receive those 3 years, but he was out in 2 for good behavior. He can no longer do any of the things I spoke about earlier. Just imagine being in his shoes. Imagine being in any of their shoes. Imagine it being your child. I want you to take all the emotions you're feeling, and I want you to keep them. I want you to put them inside yourself and lock them away. But keep them close so the next time you find yourself in a situation where you consume alcohol or medications that often
Are you late to be sunshine?
legal or illegal. Take them and put them where they'll pop up when you reach for your keys. Where this scenario will run through your head and you realize maybe I should just pay a taxi, call an Uber, or ride with a friend, family member, or my spouse. Don't take the risk of getting behind the wheel. It's never worth it, no matter how much or how little you've drank. It's always too much when you try to drive. I hope this PSA has reached you the way it reached me when I was preparing it, and the way it changed my perspective on the situation. If it did, I encourage you to commit to living without driving under the influence. Don't let one bad decision ruin the lives of countless others. This concludes the end of my PSA. Please drive safely as you return home. Please remember